We are Makilala TV, the first Filipino-American TV talk show in the New York metro area. Get to know us as we talk to the community leaders, innovators, advocates, and emerging artists who affect Filipino-American life.
My name is Cristina Pastor. Welcome to Makilala TV. The national hero Jose Rizal has inspired the founding of two Filipino-American organizations in New York and beyond. The Knights of Rizal for the menfolk and the Ladies for Rizal for the women. These groups are so prominent, characterized by their multiple chapters and their uniform barong with brown collar and brown cuffs. The women usually in their finest Filipiniana. How much of Jose Rizal's teachings, his patriotic vision, his call for social change, his faith in the Filipino youth are internalized by its members and followers? In a society where celebrities and internet influencers appear to command a huge fan base, how important is Rizal to this day? And how are the KOR and the Ladies for Rizal making sure his ideas remain relevant and are not forgotten? On behalf of my colleague, Rachelle Ocampo, I welcome to our program international lawyer, Dean Ferdinand Suba, the highest-ranking KOR officer in New York. He holds the title Knight Grand Cross of Rizal. With him is civil rights, labor, and employment lawyer Elizabeth Cueva, president of Ladies for Rizal, New York. Welcome, attorneys. My first question is for Dean Suba. Dean, what kind of an organization is KOR? Is it a political organization, social organization, or a patriotic organization?
Well, before I start, let me just thank you, Cristina and Rachelle, for inviting me to this event, which I hope to be both educational and
we hope
enlightening for all of us.
Yes.
That will be more meaningful insofar as the mission and vision of the Knights of Rizal. It's an organization that was created by Republic Act 646, signed by President Quirino on June 14, 1951. It's a non-partisan, non-sectarian, civic, patriotic, and cultural organization.
And I'm sure you will talk about your many activities later. But let me go to Lily. Lily, the Ladies for Rizal. Do you play a supporting role here in the organization? And when were you founded?
Well, at its roots, the Ladies for Rizal, New York, well, going back to the Philippines, it was, there was a chapter called Kababaihan ni Rizal Incorporated, which was founded on September 28, 1958.
Oh, wow.
And it has its separate incorporation on April 29, 1959, though it was incorporated also with the support and under the auspices of Knights of Rizal. It is a separate entity. Here in New York, our company is formed first as an auxiliary of the Knights of Rizal, New York. Meaning to say, we will assist them in all the activities and undertakings that they have to promote or pursue the mission and vision of the Knights of Rizal.
But you were just founded recently, right? Not in the 1950s.
Well, just last year.
Oh, okay.
Last year, we had our own incorporation. So now we can undertake independent activities. We're at the forefront of these activities without having to, get some approval from the Knights of Rizal. But it's always with the goal in mind the underpinning goals of Knights of Rizal to promote, the memory of Rizal and also to disseminate his teachings.
So your activities, do they usually coincide with one another? Or you can pursue your own separate activities and they can pursue their own separate activities?
Historically, we've always been supporting the Knights of Rizal, New York, especially. Every year we have two major activities commemorating the birth and death of Rizal, and we collaborate with the Philippine Consulate General of New York to promote these activities. So we're always there, hand in hand with the Knights of Rizal in terms of having these activities and propagating the teachings of Rizal.
Rachelle?
What is the relationship between your organizations in terms of events and programming and your mission? Is it the same mission? Because and how are you able to partner with each other by not doing the same event and then minimizing that reach?
Well, first of all, the Knights of Rizal is an international organization in the sense that it has its global reach. We have regions all over the world, from Asia to Europe to the United States to Australia, New Zealand, and the Philippines. And so insofar as programs and all of these endeavors, they're really either one, based upon the headquarters, which is Manila, and individual chapters all over the world. The headquarters or the international headquarters has its own programs. Annually, the headquarters has the so-called Riley. This is an annual event where the youth are being trained, and it's called Riley, which is National Rizal Youth Leadership. It's some kind of a seminar every December of the year, and it's held in Baguio City.
I feel like that it's just incredible to hear that history of 1950s that the Knights of Rizal has been founded over decades, and I'm slowly starting to learn more about your programs and your mission. Like even my mom was able to be recognized for Mother Teodora Award, and it just made me feel that your organization was able to recognize moms just like Mother Teodora, and I really appreciated that, and I'm so thankful that we're able to uplift the Ladies of Rizal mission through Makilala.
Was that award organization a project of Ladies for Rizal?
That's Ladies for Rizal, Long Island chapter.
Long Island chapter.
So that's one, we don't want to duplicate, events or awards. So it's all complementary with each other. So we do communicate and collaborate with the chapters, specifically with Knights of Rizal, New York. So when we're called upon to support a project, then I discuss it with the members of the Ladies for Rizal, New York, whoever is available, because it really is a volunteer work.
Yes.
So, yeah.
So Dean, the Knights of Rizal, New York, when did it start? When was it founded, actually?
The Knights of Rizal, New York was established in 1992.
Oh, 92, okay.
Yes, and so...
were you one of the founding fathers?
No, I was not one of the founding fathers, no. Okay. I joined the Knights of Rizal in the 2000 already.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, one of the projects that I recently heard about is this Rizal Square, or having like one of Rizal's statue or his bust in Little Manila. Tell us a little bit more about that initiative. Why is it important to have Rizal Square in Queens?
The original plan was to have the statue of Rizal in Manhattan.
Oh, really? What part of Manhattan?
We
Have
were
you chosen a
eyeing
place?
Before. As you know, Rizal stayed on 25th Street. There's a hotel across
There was
Madison
a hotel.
Park.
There was a hotel there, right?
The Fifth Avenue Hotel.
Yes.
And so the plan was to have the statue there. But, obviously it's difficult to have a statue in Manhattan. And so that did not work. Logistically.
That would have been ideal, because when we have the Philippine Independence Day Parade, that's the ending, the Madison Square Park. And just across that, it's now called the International Toy Building. That used to be the Fifth Avenue Hotel, where Dr. Jose Rizal stayed in 1888 when he visited New York.
So what's the biggest hurdle? Why can't we put a statue there?
It is, I joined some of the meetings when that was envisioned. and the cost is prohibitive because there
How
are
much?
certain standards that the Knights of Rizal have to comply in order to come up with a statue. It is, well, we could do the fundraising to raise the funds,
That's right. Yeah,
but it's really the amount is a little bit staggering.
That's right. Yeah.
So it didn't work.
So now the new plan is to, more practical wise, is to have a smaller one in Queens.
Yes.
In Little Manila.
Little Manila.
Well, let me make that a little bit of a correction.
Yeah.
Because the original plan was to have some kind of a presence of the Knights of Rizal or Rizal statue or even just
a marker.
a name, a marker in Rizal Park. But
Wait,
there
Rizal
is
Park in Queens?
Yes, the one on 70th Street, I think.
I haven't seen
Is
that.
that what you're speaking about?
Just in general, if there is a place, that
Okay.
there is an initiative happening
Okay, yeah.
to have a marker or bust or a statue to recognize
Yes.
Dr. Rizal.
The other plan now is a park, a very small area in Woodside, where the plan is to have a statue in that part of Woodside. It may be a long discussion here, but briefly, you need a council resolution in order to come up with that.
Yeah, okay.
If you recall, there is the Benigno Aquino
Aquino,
Triangle.
Yes. Yeah,
Yes.
triangle.
That was established by virtue of a resolution by the city council. So
Is it hard to get a resolution? Does it take time?
It does take time.
Does it require a lot of money?
When it comes to the statue itself, it probably will cost some,
A lot of money.
some money. But
Okay.
but insofar as a resolution, it's a government, it's a city resolution. So
Yeah, that's right.
it's really up to the municipal council to pass
But
that.
you are still pushing ahead, making the plans.
Yes.
That plan is still in motion.
Active.
Yes.
Okay.
The area command of New York is working on that. at
Who's
moment.
the area commander of New York, sir?
The area commander of New York is Sir J.K. Abiab.
Okay, all right.
And
So
so there are chapters in New York, which you had alluded to earlier. We have Astoria, we have District 30, we have the New York chapter, and then we have Metropolitan. Then, of course, we have the Long Island.
Yeah.
And that's
So-
all just within this area.
Just within New York, and then
Within
another
New
one in
York,
New Jersey.
Yes.
Yeah.
What differentiates the chapters where, other than location, but New York is the umbrella of, or it's just one separate chapter doing their own thing?
The way the structure is envisioned is that you have the international headquarters, you have regions, and New York, Connecticut, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and other states are
Okay.
covered under the Eastern region.
Okay,
And then within New York, which is an area, you have several chapters.
got it.
Yes,
Okay.
that's the structure.
Similar to Ladies of Rizal?
Yeah, there are several chapters.
In there.
It mirrors the Knights of Rizal. We have Long Island.
Yes.
There's Astoria. I don't know if there's a District 30 yet. it's the newly formed one. Then you have the New York chapter.
District 30 is Steve's district?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So, who can join, Dean? Who can join the Knights of Rizal? Do they have to know the teachings of Rizal before they can join?
Well, first you have to be of legal age, a good moral character, and you have to have a commitment to at least follow the mission and vision of the order. He's really simply saying that the inculcation of the teachings, legacies of Dr. Rizal. So
Are they given some kind of a test?
there is an orientation program that is established in order for a new member to join. And so that's really more of educating them on what the Knights of Rizal is, what its purpose is, the vision and the mission and the structure itself.
And is it easy to join, or are they under observation for a period of time?
We don't follow that stricture of some
It seems
criteria.
to me like all the men folk in New York are members of Knights of Rizal. The ambassadors, the doctors, the lawyers, all the prominent men are in KOR.
Well, I was going to touch upon that. As you know, the organization has esteemed members.
Yeah.
You know, it's aside from the Philippine Supreme Court, we are the, I think, to my knowledge, you know, the organization that has 4 former Chief Justices of the Philippine Supreme Court,
New York,
dating back to former Chief Justice Claudio Tiangki, to Chief Justice Hilario Davide Jr., to Chief Justice Renato Puno, and the current sitting Justice Alexander Gismunda.
Is that
and we also have presidents of the Philippines, you know.
Oh, the presidents of the Philippines.
Well, we had Benigno Aquino, we had Duterte.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
what about the
President
current
Duterte.
president? Is he a member?
We haven't had the opportunity to have him conferred with the Knight Grand Cross of Rizal.
That's right.
And
For
most in the
scheduling,
diplomatic corps, they're
Yeah.
members of the
Yes,
Knights
yes.
of Rizal. Well, with Ladies for Rizal, when I joined, well, there was some ladies telling me usually spouses and partners of the Knights of Rizal, New York, are automatically invited
Is
to
that
be
true?
member of. Well, they are invited, but you know, it depends on them if they would want to join or not. And then there are like me, I'm single. I was invited, and I know it's a a prestigious organization with esteemed members. So
You're the first.
know.
You're the first president, Lily, right?
no, I'm not.
Oh, I thought
There
you
were like
were.
other presidents before me, but it's
okay.
only last year that the body decided, okay, so that we can engage in more activities because it's a springboard to being a 501c3. So we incorporated. But there were like presidents. You would be surprised. Like the ladies who are like known in the community from way back, they're ladies for Rizal, New York, like Lady Ave Pimo, Lady Eleanor De Leon.
Yeah, that's
There,
right.
there was like some sort of a hiatus, and then it was we revitalized it. We're trying to revitalize the
Oh.
Ladies for Rizal, New York.
So both your organizations are nonprofits.
Yes.
Nonprofit.
That's the
Yeah.
goal for us for now because we're kind of new in terms of our incorporation. The next step is to apply for a 501c3.
That's right. That's right.
And the Knights of Rizal, by the way, we have our own headquarters. We have our own building
Where?
in Intramuros.
Oh,
At the
what about
Farm
New York?
Boys.
What
In
about
New
the New
York.
York? The
New
New York,
York, we don't.
club. Okay.
No.
Where do you
Yeah.
guys meet? I'm just curious. Where do you guys usually have your meetings, or is it all Zoom?
No, the Knights of Rizal have our meetings. The Long Island has their meeting at the Ilocano building.
Ilocano
The
Association.
Ilocano, yeah, the Ilocano.
And the other
club,
chapters have their own meetings in their respective places.
So, what is one thing that you want to continue or want to be known for in your legacy under your leadership in Knights of Rizal?
During my time as the chapter commander, I established the Dr. Jose Rizal Award for Excellence in the field of medicine, arts and literature, and then the youth. The reason being is because Rizal excelled in all those areas. So the goal really is to propagate the teachings of our national hero. And if you go back to history, Rizal was known for education, emphasizing education,
That's true.
right? And when he fought the Spanish regime, the issue was integrity, right? Nonviolence, And so those are the kinds of things that the association is
So,
responsible for.
Dean and Lily, how do you inspire young people to join your organizations?
Well, first of all, we need to emulate, the ideals of Rizal. And by being, when they see people like us being members of these organizations, then, they're inspired to join. And of course, come up with activities that will kind of engage them. As part of our programmatic efforts for the coming years is we want to use social media. So I would want to partner up with the Centro Rizal and then come up with the readings and have the ladies read them and then, put it on YouTube, on social media. So you have to modernize it in terms of the approach. Last year, we collaborated with international women artists and we had the Condiman. So I'm envisioning something about, just a correction, we're ladies for Rizal, not ladies of Rizal, but I'm looking at...
can you make the distinction there?
Tell us.
Because it connotes two different interpretations.
Yeah, my interpretation of it is when you say ladies of Rizal, it's almost like possessive,
Yes,
that you're
right.
like, you're owned by Rizal. And then Ladies for Rizal is you're for him, for his his ideals, so that's really what the well, we had like some sort of misunderstanding before.
I'm glad that you brought that up
Yeah.
because there is a difference.
Yeah,
There
so
is
it's
a
Ladies
difference.
for Rizal. And so, well, even so, we're also thinking of coming up. I want to engage the youth, but I'm also looking at how do you do that? Because last year, Kundiman, the only way we can engage them is, to give them free tickets. Because I partnered up with NYU, and that's the only way that they would come to these events. So I guess we need to have more funds so we can subsidize these kinds of programs.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at.
It's important to meet the youth where they are.
Yes.
And if they are not even, if they have no clue who Rizal is, this is a good introduction to, even though you're going to have to bring in those free tickets.
Yeah.
It's probably the only
only
connection
way, yeah.
that
That's
they
right.
have of it.
And
So it's good that you were able to provide that opportunity for them.
So Dean,
And also, by the way,
okay, go ahead.
also the Knights of Rizal. I know I'm going out of the boundary of New York. The Knights of Rizal of Connecticut have been building classrooms in the Philippines.
All
Ah,
right.
yes, I heard about that.
So far, they built classrooms in Iloilo, 2 classrooms in Laguna, and now they're building 2 classrooms in Bulacan.
Do you have similar projects? New York?
New York has been involved in a lot of civic activities, helping the communities
In the Philippines?
in many ways here.
Oh, here. Okay.
Yes.
But Dean, I don't see a lot of millennial men in KOR.
Well, there are a lot.
Young men?
Yes, during
Millennial?
their
Well, define
in
young
white.
though.
Men
during
in their 30s,
when
40s.
you attend the nighting, you will see there's a cross section of gentlemen joining the
Younger?
nice right.
Ah, really?
The last year, you know why it's important to do the reenactment of the martyrdom of Rizal? Because it's kind of like sparks something in them. Because it's visual.
It's
And then
very
they want
dramatic,
to, right, it's dramatic. And then they say, I want to join that. I want to be part of it.
Yeah.
Even the initiation process, it's kind of, there's some sort of
Very ceremonial. and
ceremonial
symbolic.
ritual.
By the way, what do you mean
Yeah.
when people do that? What is that?
This is really our greetings
yeah.
when we meet each other.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Well, what does that mean?
It's a symbol for what we call non omnis moriar, which
what does
is
that mean?
translated in English, not everything in me will die.
Wow,
Yeah.
that is very dramatic.
Yeah.
And
So-
very
Wow.
deep.
Yes.
Yes.
It was that
what-
philosopher who came up with that? Yeah.
Oh, it was not from Rizal? Non-omnis
There is
Maria?
No, it was
from,
a kind of a manifestation of how we greet when we meet each other.
So when you meet, for example, another person, you do that?
If he's a fellow Knight of Rizal.
Knight of Rizal.
Yes.
But you don't greet a ladies for Rizal that way?
No.
Oh, it's
we
only
will
for
have
the
our
men.
own.
Yes.
We'll have something like this. No, but it's really like I met like ladies for Rizal in Hawaii during we had a regional conference, and they were doing this, and so we have agreed to adopt this.
When you greet each other?
Like no, when during like pictorial, because we're
okay,
required
yeah,
under
that's
the
right.
bylaws that we should have some sort of an annual pictorial of the
Yeah.
members.
Mm-mm.
So as a counterpart of this, we'll like
When you were mentioning civic activities, can you
Yes.
give an example of what does that mean?
Well, they are involved in maybe you can consider it as trivial. They get involved in community cleanup. and
That is
not trivial
That is
at
not
all.
trivial. That's very
So-
important.
I
Yes.
hope
Yeah.
that we do that more often, not just
Yeah,
an annual
that's
thing.
right.
Yes.
Well, that's done by several chapters of the New York.
good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Many organizations do that now, right?
Yes,
The
Yeah.
convention.
yes,
Some
It's much
organi-
needed.
right. Because we do have a lot of parks in
Yeah.
Queens, like the Rizal Park, Little Manila
The
Park.
Little Manila Park. Are you both your
I am a
organizations
member. Yeah,
involved
so-
in that?
But I'm encouraging the ladies for Rizal to take part because they have it like every other week, a clean up
Mm.
before the actual launch. I think they'll launch in June, so we're part of that. Last year, under our former lady president Donna Bantug San Pablo, she gave out like eyeglasses.
Mhm.
So that's part of the civic activities. So yeah.
So, for example, Ladies for Rizal has a project. Can the KOR lend them money to support the project? Is that a porous arrangement between the both of you?
Well,
or you have to do your own fundraising?
We have to do our own fundraising, but there was a time that, you know, we also support the Knights of Rizal when they have events that, you know, there's a need for funding. So, you know, we also support them because continuity is important.
Do you meet together or no? Separately?
Separately.
Okay. Sometimes I get invited as, you know, when they need assistance from the Ladies for Rizal, New York. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting.
You had your, I think it's...
okay. All right. Yeah. So, Lily, can you short message to invite women to join your group? And then Dean after Lily.
I would like to invite the young, vibrant, or even the people of a certain age to join the Ladies for Rizal, New York, because it's important to keep the fervor of patriotism alive, especially in nowadays we're up for an election, and I believe that you know, Dr. Jose Rizal still has a message that he wants to, you know, to give in terms of engendering patriotism among the Filipinos, the Filipino Americans.
A short message inviting menfolk to KOR.
The invitation really, to me, should be extended to the youth. As Rizal said, the youth is the hope of our country and our future. And so I appeal to the young, looking at Rizal as a model, a role model for us to follow, and especially when it comes to integrity.
Okay. Thank you, Dean. Thank you for coming down and accepting our invitation, Dean and Attorney Lily. There you go. We now have a better understanding of KOR and the Ladies for Rizal. Thank you, Dean and Lily, Attorney Lily, for enlightening us. It's still a sad commentary. Should the Philippine election vote people who do not embody the values of our heroes? Let's hope for the best. To our viewers, thanks for joining us.